All right, we are recording. What's up, TC? Before we get started with our training Zoom tonight, oh my gosh, y'all, Robin has some awesome stuff in store for us. Let's say a word of prayer and invite the Father into our midst. Lord Jesus, thank you for these women and this opportunity and for the vision that you have given us. Corporately, Lord, I thank you for each of them and their willingness to be here, Lord. I am asking that you bless their efforts and multiply these seeds that they're planting, Father. Bring us the people that need you. Bring us the people that need us. Bring us the people that need this. Give us the grace and the peace to continue this journey, Father. Gosh, we love you and praise you and thank you for all that you're doing for us and all that you're about to do, Lord. It's in your Son's name we pray. Amen. All right, I am turning the floor over to my rock star double diamond, Robin McDonald. If any of you don't know her, you guys should follow her on Facebook because she is awesome at being thoughtful and connecting on Facebook. And if you didn't know, she got chosen to work with our adventure team from corporate this morning. They did a Zoom and let her in on a whole bunch of secrets. She got to ask questions and pick their brains. And so I'm totally exploiting that, and I'm forcing her at gunpoint, you just can't see it, to teach us all of these things. So the floor goes to Robin. You guys better be prepared to take notes. It's going to be awesome.
Yes,
go for it.
Please get some paper and a pen ready because I'm just going to be, I'm going to go through my notes. And I didn't know they were going to do this, but they actually sent me a Google document where they took notes from our Zoom today too. So I have those as well. But first of all, let me just tell you that this might just blow your mind a little bit. So keep an open mind because this kind of goes against everything that we've been doing. And it was very eye-opening. So I had the opportunity to talk to 3 of the adventure team, and if you don't know what that is, then you need to follow John Eric Mosler on Facebook. And, you know, like Bethany said, they put out a contest a couple of weeks ago, and it was just basically they had this whole list of quotes. They said, pick one and make a picture on some type of something, word swag, you know, some app that you use. And I did. That's all I did. I don't even think it was that great of a picture, but, you know, hey, whatever. And I got picked. So if you're not following them and not doing those things, because they do stuff like that all the time, do it because you could be the next person who gets, you know, I think one person got a 45-minute phone call with John Eric, which is pretty cool. So, all right, so I'm going to just dive right in. Their job today was just to help me out with post planning, strategy, content, and things like that with whatever social media that I wanted to talk about. And we really focused on Instagram, but all of this can apply to Facebook too. So everybody knows that we teach the 3-3-3 rule, right? And everybody knows what that is. It is, you know, 3 posts of, you know, lifestyle posts, 3 before and afters, and then 3 posts about your business. Well, according to them, that needs to go out the window. They told me today that 3, maybe 4 posts a day. Period. Like that's even your lifestyle posts. And I was like, really? Are you sure? Like, I mean, I feel like I loaded my buffer this morning, people. You know, I mean, I've got 10 posts ready to go for the day. What am I supposed to do with all this? And basically what they told me was that I am overshadowing my own self by posting so much. So when I'm posting 10 and 12 times a day, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, what I'm doing is I'm pushing my own self out of people's newsfeed. So I have a better chance of being seen by posting fewer times. And I was like, wait a minute. That, like, it sounds too good to be true. I haven't really tried it yet because I just let my buffer go for the day. And I did work on some other things that they told me, but we're going to try it. I'm going to try it and see if it actually works. And if it does, gosh, do y'all understand how freeing that is? Because we struggle. I know I struggle to help y'all out. So does Bethany. I know other people post really great things throughout the week, and we all copy and steal and all that kind of stuff. But I struggle to get those 10 buffer posts every day, and it's hard work. So if you had 10 buffer posts, that would last you, like 3 days or more. And that's huge. So, I mean, you could even, they recommended at one point, make up 4 or 5 pictures, and that would last you a whole week. So that's pretty mind-blowing on that. Okay, so instead of the 3-3 rule, we're going to try an 80-20 rule, okay? So 80% of your posts, 80% of your time spent on whatever social media platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, should be done engaging. So that's liking people's pictures, commenting thoughtful things, not just, sometimes we can just post an emoji, or, like on Facebook, you've got the special emojis. This is really commenting something thoughtful, using the words that they've used. So like if they said, like I had a friend today who talked about a Bible study that she went to and how encouraging it was. And so in my reply, in my comment, I said, I'm so glad that you got to do that and got to be encouraged today. So I'm repeating back to her, I'm validating her in what she said, and I'm being thoughtful with my response. So 80% is engaging and 20% is posting. That's a big change for us. So there needs to be a lot of engaging going on. They also said that of the 20% that you post, where did my no-go? Hold on. 80% of that should be your adventure. And we would call that a lifestyle post. And then 20% of that can be, the join my team and I'm looking for 10 loyal customers, or, do the mermaid challenge, things like that. So only 20% of your posts should be those type of posts. And right now, I know what I'm doing. That's pretty much all. Yeah. I'm getting an echo. Hold on. Okay, let me. All right. The main thing that they really talked about was engaging. Also, the way you post should fit into the lives of your followers. I thought that was really big. So depending on who is following you, who your friends are on Facebook, who you're trying to reach out to, the way that you post and the times that you post need to fit into their lives. So I know for me, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I have a lot of friends that are stay-at-home moms, and so I know that they're on Facebook a little bit during the day, but really the times that we should be posting are in the morning. That needs to be like, they called it a good time post. And it needs to be early enough for those who are going to work, they can see it. And this might be where buffer comes into play, where we could use it if you're not going to be up that early. And it needs to be something inspirational or motivational, some kind of quote, something like that. And then maybe at lunch, they said, but then definitely after work and late at night. Those are the times that you want to post. Something else that they brought out. If you have somebody that's following you on Facebook and they only have 100 friends and you're posting 10 times a day, think about how many times you're rolling through their newsfeed throughout the day. And that's when we get people who unfollow us and block us and unfriend us. I think that's why they're doing it. It's because we don't realize that those 10 or 15 posts that we've made throughout the day that's all they see. And so we become annoying and we become spammy, and we don't want to be that. Something else to think about when you're posting is how would you want to be marketed to? So when you are posting something, you need to think about if it was another company or another type of product or whatever, would it be interesting to you? Would it be eye-catching to you? Or would you see it as spam? Does it sound like a commercial? Does it sound like you're trying to be Billy Mays? I know I'm really guilty of that. And I have to try really hard not to do that, because a lot of times it's just it's natural for me to go into that salesman pitch, and we can't do that. We've got to engage with people, and it's got to be more about our lives. We want to draw them in, and we want them to say, hey, there's something different about you. There's something, why are you having lunch with your kid during the middle of the day and I'm stuck here at work? So things like that. Also, okay, I talked a little bit about, I wanted to know about cold messaging, because I hate it. I'll do it. I've done it, but I hate it. I feel like a creep when I do it. And so, I asked them, is that really something that we should be doing, or is that something that we need to tweak or move away from? And what they told me is really your cold messaging, you don't have to get rid of it, but it needs to start with you commenting and building relationships. So your first cold message, might be something completely different. It doesn't have anything to do with wraps. It needs to be something different. Hey, I loved that picture you posted today. It was really cool. Or, if they have something that can help you, or they are knowledgeable in something, ask them a question. Make them feel important. Make them feel like you're engaging. You're really actually caring about them. And realize that relationships don't happen overnight. They don't happen that way in real life. I'm not gonna meet somebody today and then, get married to them the next day. Well, some people do that, but maybe that was a bad example. But anyway, relationships take a little bit of time, so build on those, and that's going to happen with the being engaging instead of just posting on Facebook and commenting and really getting to know people. I asked about on I keep thinking Pinterest. On Instagram, we've been taught to use like 47,000 hashtags, use the max. They said absolutely not, because what happens is all people do is think that you're spamming them, especially when you're using hashtags that don't have anything to do with the post that you're doing. And so they said, 3, maybe 4 hashtags at the most, and they need to be, of course, thoughtful and engaging. That was, pretty much the keywords of the day. And they need to be relevant to your post. Do you need your profile set public or private? That really wasn't a big concern. They said that was totally up to you. Public, of course, is going to be able to get you, more followers, and people will actually be able to see your stuff. Oh, another thing, how we used to on Instagram, we could put our website on our bio. And we can't do that now because it blocks our website. But they said the best thing to put on your bio is a link to your Facebook page, because even if your profile is set to private on Instagram, that's going to show up in your bio, and they can click the link to go to your Facebook, and then they're going to get to see another side of you. And that's something too that we need to do. Instagram and Facebook should not be identical. John Eric says that his Facebook shows one thing, his Instagram shows another, and his Twitter account shows something totally different. So if you want to completely follow him, you need to be on all 3 of those. And that's how it needs to be. We want people to see different things. What was it that she said? Our Instagram is like a Nat Geo, like the National Geographic. It's your day in 1 to 2 of your best photos. Okay. Facebook is more like a letter to a friend. And you may have noticed before that, John Eric always says hello adventurer, not adventurers. There's never an S, because he is talking to a specific person. So when you're making your Facebook post, that's more like a letter, and it needs to be, as you write it, you need to think, your thought process needs to be that you're talking to one person, because as they read it, they feel like more like they're really you're talking directly to them. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry. Hold on just a second. Okay. If you message, we talk about messaging 100 people, you're going to get 10 out of that. We give you the statistics of every 10 people that you talk to, one is going to say yes. And, I've sat down before and messaged as many as 500 plus people before. And it was gut wrenching to see, like 10 people maybe even respond. And I don't even think I got that many yeses. If we will be thoughtful instead of just those cold messages, and you might get 10, you're going to get a lot more return with not quite as much effort. If you will be thoughtful with 15 people, those 15 people that you've been building that relationship with, and that you've been commenting on their photos and their statuses, you've maybe sent them a message or two complimenting something that they've done or that they've said, and you've built that relationship with them, you're going to get more like, 80% of those people to do whatever you're trying to do, whether it's join your team or sign as a loyal customer. It's better to message 15 and get 10, and that's what you're going to do if you're being thoughtful. Also, think about it like this. Every time you comment on someone's post, your name pops up in their notifications. Robin McDonald commented on this photo. Robin McDonald, now don't go stalker, you don't want like 20 in a row, but every time your name pops up in their notifications. So not only are they seeing what you've written and how thoughtful you've been, but they keep seeing your name over and over again. So you're right there in the forefront, and you're in their, not in their face, but you're in front of them even more. And I thought that was such an aha moment, I guess. What else? I feel like I had so much to tell you, and I've gone through all of my notes, and I'm looking back through them now. I was just really blown away by, I don't know, I feel like this might take the work out of work, And I saw Jocelyn Yates, who's an Ambassador Diamond, comment on something earlier on a leader wall. People were asking, just about Instagram. How many times a day should I post? When should I post? What's the schedule I should use? And da-da-da-da. I've looked at one schedule before from a leader, from an ambassador, who had you posting every 20 minutes for 14 to 16 hours a day. Yeah. And I was just like, I can't do that. Can any of you do that? No, we can't do that. There's no way. And I think that's why I've never really delved into Instagram, because it's scary. And I thought, from all the trainings that I've watched, I thought that I just had to sit there on my phone and scroll all day, and I don't have time for that. I don't want that to be my life. That's not why I joined It Works. I joined It Works for freedom. The name of my team is Team Freedom, and it's that for a reason, because that's what we're going after. We're going after freedom. And I can't do that if I'm attached to my phone so much that I don't even see my husband when he walks in the door, and I don't even see my kids, after school, because I'm stuck on my phone posting on Instagram hoping to get a like. And it's just that's not what it's about. If we will just step back and take a deep breath and quit worrying about the magic bullet and what the perfect formula is to post on Facebook or to post on Instagram so that our team grows and we're diamond. You know, if we will step back and stop letting that be the focus and just focus on being thoughtful with people and loving people. I mean, that's something that God really convicted me about towards the end of the year. I don't know if you noticed or not, but like in November-ish, especially after I had surgery, I kind of fell off the face of the planet. I had about 2 to 3 weeks that I didn't even post on Facebook, but maybe once every 2 or 3 days. I was burned out. I really was. And during that time, I just was spending a lot of time praying and in the Word, and God just really convicted me that I had made this about myself and about my promotions and about the next rank and the bigger paycheck. And while a bigger paycheck, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with moving up in the ranks. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. But it had become my only focus and my biggest priority. And I don't think that that's something that God will bless personally. You know, we are called to love God and to love people. And that's my motto for this year, is to love God and to love people. I'm going to love them with a skinny wrap. I'm going to slap it on them, and we're going to love them to death with wraps. We're going to do it. But I'm going to love people. I want to be thoughtful, and I want people to know when they see my face. You know, when I started, Bethany, I don't know if you remember, I said, when they hear Robin McDonald, I want them to think wrap. I want them to see green, and I want them to think, you know, that crazy rap thing. Well, that's still a goal for me, and most people know that about me. But I also want people to know that I love them. I love them. I care about them. And I'm telling you, I really, really, really think, and this fits in so well with what we talked about on our Zoom earlier today. I really think that if we will just be thoughtful and engaging with people and really just love on them, they're just gonna come to us in droves. I really do. We're not gonna have to sit down and cold message 500 people, because we're gonna have people blowing our phone up all the time saying, "What are you doing? What is this? Tell me about this adventure. How many adventures are you gonna go on this week?" You know. So that's what I have for you. Does anybody have any questions that maybe you might, you know, perk something up for me that I remember? Yes, no? We can do the raise your hand.
Yeah, just wave your hand in front of the screen and I can unmute you if you want to ask a question.
Oh, emojis. Continue using relevant emojis, not random emojis. You know, emojis increase your influence, and they can really make something pop. You don't want to, I think sometimes we overkill. So we need to come back a little bit on the emojis and still use them, but you don't have to use them like 47,000 of them. I like that number.
It's a good number.
That's my go-to number.
Okay.
Somebody said. Oh, okay. Let me share a couple more things with you, and I'll be done. Your follower on Instagram, your follower to following ratio, generally you want to keep these numbers as close together as possible. You don't want to have, you know, where you're only following like a couple hundred people and you've got 10,000 people following you, because then you look like you're a spam account, or you look like you're a big corporation account. And you don't build relationships with that. So we're about building relationships. So you want your following to follower ratio to be the same. Never buy followers. And I have not done this before, but I know a lot of people who do. And I know that there's apps out there that can buy followers for you, and it actually decreases your influence. So, and it can cause your profile to be banned. So some suggested apps that they gave me, and I've not had a chance to look at them, and I'll post this in the comments too, but it's Instaghost, which is just for iPhones, and then Crowdfire, Aviary, that's Aviary, and then Dashlane, Dashlan, and I'll post this in the comments too, but that's what they gave me. And hey, if you haven't done the 100-day adventure, then the next time you get $99 that you can spend on that, you need to do it, because I didn't even know this, and I've done the 100-day adventure since it came out last year. But I could have sent these girls a message anytime, and they would have replied to me. We have 24/7 access to them if you're on the 100-day adventure and you have that support. So, and also John Eric has done an Instagram training that is on Periscope that they've loaded in the 100-day adventure support too. So that's some good stuff to have there. That's all I got.
Awesome. Y'all, how freeing, that's what I keep thinking, is how freeing is this? Because I spent a couple of hours last night setting up buffer posts and trying to get in 333. And it's hard to be thoughtful when you're having
creative.
What?
And creative
when you're having to think so much, and it's hard to be genuine. And that's the one thing that I struggle with, because I need help with creativity, but it was so hard for me to continue to be genuine. And I want people to know who they're getting when they message me. I want them to know what I'm about. So I'm super excited about this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super stoked about this. And then, gosh, I mean, that's a lot of good information. Okay, it's only 9 o'clock.
Well, hey, let me say this though.
Okay.
This, all of this information does not mean that you can just stop posting on Facebook.
Oh, no.
That is not what this means at all. So, before you just say, oh, I don't have to post on Facebook anymore, let's start with some small 1% changes. Tomorrow, maybe, spend 5 minutes a couple of times a day being thoughtful instead of, working on your post, go through and scroll through your newsfeed like you used to before you were with It Works, and look at people's stuff and comment and like their things. Also, something that they told me that I thought about just now. The first thing you should do in the morning before you go and post is to scroll through your Facebook and see kind of what the day is looking like for people, because maybe you've had several friends who've lost somebody in the last few days, and everybody's just needs some encouragement, and that would kind of help you tailor what you're going to post for that day. So kind of get a feel for your friends.
That's a good thought, actually. Okay. Y'all, if we don't love people, and if we're not sharing love with them, we hold no purpose on this planet. Your job here is to love and praise the Father, and then show his love to others. And in pursuit of a goal, I know I personally have struggled with just loving on people. And I know when I'm trying to just love on people, I don't feel like I'm getting the noble work done, because I'm not killing myself nose to the grindstone when I'm loving on people. And, like Robin said, this is not a free pass not to post on Facebook, but it's also not a free pass not to move our feet and not to continue to do work. It's just going to change the way we go about the work. anyway, I want you guys really to process what we've gone over here tonight because it's really good stuff. I follow a lot of network marketing superstars on Facebook. I'm not an Instagram fan, so I'm not over there, but I follow a lot on Facebook. And, I've been seeing their trends, and mentally it wasn't lining up with what our social media superstars are teaching us. And this that the adventure team has taught us is actually what all of the other network marketing superstars are sharing and doing. And so I'm really excited to try it and to give it a shot. So sort of segue into the second part of tonight that also has to do with social media is our compliance discussion. Robin, with your adventures today, did you remember to pull together your list of the compliance specifics on before and afters?
I can shoot from the hip.
Okay. Well, some of us are new, and so I want to talk a little bit about compliance and how important it is. Okay, because quite frankly, when I started almost 4 years ago, they would say something to me about compliance. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. They are not looking for little bitty old me in East Texas to screw up. Okay, you know what? Yeah, they are. All right. The rules that compliance sets out for us are very important, and I cannot express to you, I can't over express the importance of these rules. Our company is on the FDA's radar. All right. The FDA and other companies similar to us don't want us to succeed. And so the FDA is kind of watchdogging us to make sure we don't screw up. All right. 4 years ago, when I first started, we weren't on the radar. We could say whatever we want to. We could talk about what the wraps were doing inside the body, and we could talk about what we now call tight and tone and firm. But back then, we all knew it was losing inches. And the FDA started taking note. Well, they're a skincare company, or that product is a skincare product. They can't say what it's doing inside the body because a skincare product doesn't work inside the body. If we want to be able to talk about what's inside the body, we have to go jump through FDA red hoops. We've got to do their red tape. We've got to do their paperwork. We've got to spend a lot of money. And then all of a sudden, our product becomes unaffordable for the average Joe. And that's exactly who we're here for. So when we talk about compliance, it's not just an arbitrary set of rules that is put in motion to make your job harder. That's what I used to think they were. Okay. Compliance, very thoughtfully and intentionally, you see a theme here tonight, guys, thoughtful and intentional, put together these rules to protect you and to protect our company and to protect our golden goose. All right, It Works is our golden goose. The wrap is our golden egg. We don't want that wrap taken away from us because without that wrap, we're all of a sudden a whole lot more like all the other guys. All right. I don't know about you, but It Works is my family's future. This is my family's livelihood from here until when the Lord takes me home, unless he decides to do something else in between. Okay. This is what he has shown me. My goal with this company is to build a multi-million-dollar organization and take as many of you who will follow the rules with me as I can. All right. To do that, the wrap still has to be here. It Works still has to be functional. If we have distributors breaking the rules and doing whatever the hoo-ha they want, the FDA can come in and shut us down. And I don't know about you guys, but my family's not okay with that. Mama's writing checks for college and we're not taking out loans. And the only way I'm going to do that is with It Works. And so when I get serious and get on you guys about following the rules that compliance lays out, it's because I know why the rules are there. Okay. The rules are there to protect the company, and the rules are there to protect me in my business. All right. I don't want to get shut down by corporate because I caused the FDA to take a look at us when they didn't need to. Okay. So this is also why if you're a habitual rule breaker, I will turn you in myself. I love you, but if you break the rules, you're taking money out of my kids' mouths, and I'm not okay with that. And I hope all of us on TC are the same. Okay. Now, this is not to say I'm looking for violations and I'm just going to turn you in willy-nilly. And I don't waste my time just finding people to turn in from other teams. It's ridiculous. I'm going to spend that time to go work my business. But we need to make sure as a team that we are on the up and up and we are compliant. So that being said, here relatively recently, they've thrown us a couple of loops and given us some new guidelines for before and afters. Things got kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie, I was super frustrated, y'all. I have been posting before and afters the same dang way for almost 4 years. And for somebody to come in and switch it up on me, it got my thong in a wad, y'all. I was not happy at all. So, yeah, I was frustrated. Yeah, I didn't want to mess with it for a while, but
I did not need that mental image.
I'm just keeping it real. So we're going to go over the rules and we're going to do a refresher course and we're going to repost the rules on the wall. But I want to make sure as a team, Team Catalyst is known for being compliant because there are whole teams from an ambassador down that are known for being non-compliant. And I'm a rule follower and that just chaps my hide. I don't want to be one of those people. And I hope you don't either. And I hope you don't want to be on a team like that. So because I'm horrible with details, I've asked Robin to go through the details for us. And then, of course, we'll repost on the wall later so we have them. But here we go.
Okay, so let's start with before and after pictures from our customers. And we'll talk about the ones from ourselves in just a second.
See, there
First
you go,
of all,
organized about it.
Huh?
I said, there you go, being organized about it. I would have been all over the place. Go ahead.
Okay. So first thing, you need their permission. You have to have a signed release from that customer that is signed and dated so that when you turn in their pictures to be approved to the compliance department, you have their permission for that. So the very first thing you need to do is get a signed release. The pictures need to be in their original format. They cannot be photoshopped in any way. Really you just need a basic pic collage or something like that. What do I use? PhotoGrid is what I use. And it'll do the 2 side-by-sides or even the 4. And so you just need a basic photo collage app. Put the pictures in there. They need to be good pictures, guys. They can't be blurry. They can't be they need to be the same size, comparable to each other. So like one picture doesn't need to be close up and the other one far away. They need to be similar in the same size. And then you need to email those along with the release to the compliance department. So on the picture itself, and this is where everybody is kind of getting hung up because I don't know how to do this. So on the picture itself, we must have a disclaimer. There is, on the Team Catalyst wall, there's a photo album that Bethany has made with all the different disclaimers, and they're down across the bottom. So what you can do is layer your before and after picture on top of that. I do that in an app called PicsArt. It's PICSART. And basically what I can do is I choose to edit the disclaimer picture that Beth has posted for us. And then I just add my before and after picture on top of it. So the collage that I've already made. I just add that on top of it and, pull it apart, zoom in so that it's the right size, and then I save to my photo album. Also, you can, in that app, you can write on pictures, you can add text. So besides the disclaimer, you also need the time frame for whatever the product is. So if it's 2 weeks on hair, skin, and nails, it needs to say 2 weeks hair, skin, nails. HSN is fine, but it needs to say the product and the time frame. So if it was one wrap, yes.
If you use hair, skin, nails, don't you dare write hair, skin, and nails. That is not the name of the product. Get it right.
Did I say that?
No.
Okay. I was just making sure because I got scolded for that a long time ago. So you need the disclaimer, a time frame, and the products used on the picture itself. So if they're using the system, you need to put the system. You might even really need to put the individual products. I don't know. What do you think on that one? Could we just say the system?
I think
Since
so.
Since that's an actual
that is the product.
Now, let me say this too. There's only one thing you have to do differently if it's your own personal before and after pictures. You must list on the picture that the picture is of an independent distributor for It Works Global or something like that. This is a distributor, an independent distributor for It Works. It has to say on there somewhere that you are a distributor. That's really kind of it. I mean, I don't know that these are really new rules. I've gone back through the policies and procedures and looked at it. I think they're just really hardcore enforcing them now. So we just have to we got to do the right thing because it's the right thing. And it stinks, but hey, we'll build up our pictures again and it'll all be good. And we don't need as many anymore anyways, because we're not going to be posting 12 times a day, right?
Really? Okay, the other thing that also was supposed to have been happening the whole time, but to those of us who've been around a while felt new because they've never enforced it, was if you guys are posting a picture of projected income, the annual income, or if you share someone's story where it says they earned a bonus or they were able to do all these ridiculous, amazing things with their life because of It Works, we also must include the income disclosure statement. That is also locatable in the files on the team wall. I can't tell you where, but it's there. I'll go find it and we'll bump it so you guys can find it. I recommend saving it on your phone. I know Robin has one that she shares. It's got the full statement. It's all prettied up. Yeah, so it doesn't look so bland. But y'all, even a lot of presidentials or ambassadors are sharing photos that need this statement and this statement's not there. Okay. These are things that I think it's the FCC is watching for. And if we can't make ridiculous claims, we can't make medical claims on products and we can't make ridiculous income claims, even though we know they're legit, we can't claim that any distributor will achieve that. We have to make sure that disclosure is available for view. I just don't want you guys getting busted. Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead and finish your sentence, but I got something else to say.
That was pretty much it. We want to make sure we're on the up and up.
If you have not already done this, I'm fixing to tell you how to do it. Something that I see all the time is when you save someone's picture, it's a little more distorted, and then you share it, and then somebody saves it, and it's a little more distorted. So whip out your phones right now or write down these instructions. I want you to go log into your Facebook app, and then, the more button down at the bottom, I want you to click that, scroll all the way down, and click Settings. Once you've gotten into your settings, you're going to go to Account Settings. And then it's going to give you a long list of things, general security. You're going to click on Videos and Photos. And then where it says Apply Auto Filter, that should be off, OFF. Because what happens, and it's automatically set to be on, so you need to turn it off. What happens is it applies that filter, and a lot of times, when you'll see how the disclaimer words are real blurry, That's because someone shared it with that auto filter, and then someone else has saved it and shared it again. And even sometimes our pictures look fake, and they look like they've been photoshopped because this stupid auto filter is being applied 3 and 4 different times. And then now people are questioning our integrity because of a stupid auto filter. So please turn it off.
Yes, what she said. Okay, we still have about 10 more minutes. Yes. Okay, we need to repeat how to do that. It's a little bit different in an Android.
Is it? Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. That's okay, because we don't have a more button in our Facebook app.
Well, it's the little 3 things.
Yeah, we don't have that on the home screen.
Let me pull up Android.
I seem to remember finding it in app settings, but I was just looking and I'm not actually finding it tonight.
Okay, I'll boot up my Android too and see if I can find it in there.
Because I turned mine off. It was just so long ago that I don't remember where it was.
Right.
Okay, guys, those of you with an Android, we will make sure to find that and we will post it on the team wall. So you guys be watching for that. Android, okay. Yes, just making sure I didn't miss any other messages. We'll look for that and I'll get it to you.
I've got 5 chat messages.
Yeah, okay. I can't find it. So we'll get it and we'll post it on the wall. A few more minutes. Does anybody have any questions? You can either text it into the chat down there or raise your hand and we'll unmute you. Regina, was that a waved hand or were you wiping your brow? Okay. Oh, look. It was the little one. Okay, super huge thank you to my BFF in the whole wide world, Robin, for bringing that to us. Her pics are always awesome when she makes them. I'm not the creative one in this relationship. So anyway, hers are always really good to steal. But yeah, super thanks. I'm glad you won that because that's a lot of really great information for us. Team, I hope you have learned something here tonight. My greatest fear in this is to do a meeting where somebody comes and doesn't learn something and you feel like we've wasted your time. But I mean, I'm the old dog in the room and I even learned a whole lot tonight. So anyway, thank you so much to all of you for being here. I'm going to post a picture of us and you phone number guys. Thank you so much for coming, but I don't know who you are, so I can't tag you. So find my picture and tag yourself. Team, if you know somebody has called in on a phone and you know who the number is, please feel free to tag them for me. I'm stopping the recording.